Welcome learners in the series of videos on topology. We already seen about the connected spaces. Now let's move ahead and check some related theory of compact spaces. So in this today's video, we will see the definition of cover, subcover, definition of compact space, few examples and one theorem. Okay, so let's move ahead and write compactness or compact spaces. Okay, so first let us check what is cover. As the name suggests, if we have a set A, the cover means there is some other set which will cover this, something like this. Okay, so that's the definition, that A is a subset of X, X is a topological space, that A is a subset of X, a collection say U alpha belongs to I is the indexing set, U alpha are the subsets of X of subsets of X is called cover for A. Of course, that cover will be in the topological space X, right? In X, if the union of these sets will cover A. So if A is a subset of union alpha belongs to I, U alpha. So when I take the union of all those sets, that will cover A. So A will be the subset of the union. Okay, so of course, if I is finite set, then we will call it as a finite cover, otherwise it's called an infinite cover. So if the indexing set I is finite, then we say that the cover, that is U alpha belongs to I, is a finite cover. So remember, this I is the indexing set. So if we have finite number of elements over here, then it's called a finite cover. And next point, if all those sets over here which are U alphas are open, then we call it as an open cover. So if all U alpha are open, of course when you say open, it is open in the whole space, open in X, then cover U alpha belongs to I is called an open cover for A. Okay, so understand this first. If we have a collection which will cover A, then it is called a cover for A. If that collection is finite, we call it as a finite cover. And if all those elements, all the sets in that cover are open, then we call it as an open cover. Right? Next, we need something called as subcover. So let us write subcover, and we will use that subcover for defining the compact space. Okay, so it says every open cover has a finite subcover. So let us take a definition of subcover first. Subcover. So if we have a cover, if U alpha belongs to I is a cover for A, is a cover for A, then any subcollection of this, so when we have this subcollection, it will have some or all the elements from this set. So let us write u alpha, and we will change this indexing set I to j, where j is a subset of I, where j is a subset of I. So in short, if we have 10 elements here, and if you have 8 elements here which will cover A, then this will called as a subcover. It's called, so of course j is the subset of I, is called a subcover, a subcover of A of subcover of what cover? Which cover? This cover of the cover union, that is u alpha, alpha belongs to I, if what happens? If this collection covers A. So if A is a subset of union alpha belongs to J, u alpha. Okay. Now we will use this definition of cover and subcover to define a topological space. There are equivalent definitions, so let us take this as a standard definition for us. So let us define definition. So let us take a subset K. For compact, let us say K. So a subset, we have topological space X. Okay. So a subset, say capital K, of a topological space, topological space X is said to be compact, and as a good habit, when we say connected in, we set X, right, or limit points or a derived set in X, closure of a set in X. So let us write compact in space X. So in X, if definition says if every open cover of A, so if you take any open cover for A, of course in X admits or has admits a finite subcover, a finite subcover for E. So if you have any open cover, then it has a finite subcover. Then that set K is called compact in X. Okay, and to show that some subset K is not compact, what we need is to get one open cover which will not have a finite subcover. Okay, understand? I repeat, to show that some set is not compact, you need to find a cover, open cover, which will not admit a finite subcover. Then that set K will not be a compact set, because definition says if you take any open cover, it should have a finite subcover. Okay, so if you want to write this in mathematical symbols, let us write that is if you have a cover, say u alpha is open in X for all alpha belonging to I is the indexing set such that K is contained inside union alpha belongs to I u alpha. That means you have a cover which is open cover, then there exists some natural number, say n in natural number, such that we will have some alpha. Now how to write it? Let us take alpha 1, alpha 2 like that, such that alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n belongs to the indexing set I, right, such that this K will be contained inside the finite. So these are the finite number of elements. So union I from say 1 to n u alpha I. So this is the open cover which will have a finite subcover. Okay, so understand the definition of compact spaces. Now let's go for example, or trivial example. Let's take empty set, right? Is empty set compact? Pause the video, answer the question. Is empty set compact? Now, to show that empty set is compact, we need to show that every open cover will have a finite subcover. And if you need to show that empty set is not compact, you need to find an open cover which will not have a finite subcover. Now, in this case, let us say that empty set is compact. It is compact. Why it is compact? You take any open cover, that empty set will be in one of or in all the elements from that open cover. So let us take only one, say u alpha 1. So that is a finite subcover. Okay. Another example, if you take a singleton set, say in a topological space X, singleton X is compact. Why singleton X is compact? Because when you have an open cover for this singleton X, this implies X will belongs to the union. That means X will belongs to one of the open set, and you can take that open set as a finite subcover that will cover the singleton X. Okay, and you can extend this, and you can say that a finite set a finite set is compact. In a topological space, if you take any topological space, a finite set is compact. Why? Let us prove this. Let me prove this. Proof. Let us take K to be a finite set, say x1, x2, say xn. Okay. Now let us take cover for this. So let u alpha belongs to I be an open cover for K. Open cover for K. What does that mean? This implies K will be the subset or contain inside union alpha belongs to I u alpha. Now remember, K is finite. So since x1 belongs to K, this implies x1 will belongs to the union. Right? That means x1 will belongs to one of the u alpha i's. Okay. So now for all alpha from I, for all I say 1 to up to n, this xi will belong to the union because xi belongs to the K. That implies xi will belong to the union alpha belongs to I u alpha. I'm not writing all 1, 2, 3. So in general, if you take any I, xi will be in this union. This implies, let me go on the next page. Let's write here. This implies there exists some alpha I for each I. There exists some alpha I belonging to the indexing set I, such that this xi will be in u alpha I, because this xi is in the union. That means xi will be in one of them, maybe in all. We are not bothered, right? But at least one set is there where this xi is in. So let us take that alpha I notation, alpha I, so that xi belongs to u alpha I. Now when you take this union of all these xi's, we will get K, and when you take the union of all these I from 1 to n, we will get this finite subcover. So this implies, therefore, this K will be contained inside union I from 1 to n u alpha I. Now if you see here, these are finite subsets. So K has a finite subcover, and hence K is compact. So if you take any finite set in any topological space, it will be compact, and this is the proof for that. Okay. Now as the definition says, every open cover has a finite subcover. But not only that, we can go deep further, and we can say that every basic open cover has a finite subcover. So basic open cover means the elements will be from the basis. So let us take that as the theorem and prove it. So theorem, or you can take it as example because it will not affect. Let B the basis, let B be a basis for the topology. So we have a basis now, topology of X or on X. Okay, and let us take K to be the subset of X. Okay, let be the basis for a topology on X, K be the subset of X. Then K is compact if and only if, by definition we said every open cover has a finite subcover, but here we are saying that if and only if every basic open cover. So if and only if every cover, say let's take B alpha, alpha belongs to I is the cover, alpha I is the indexing set, which is a subset of the basis. Okay, for X, if you take any open cover which is basic for K, set K contains a finite subcover. Finite subcover. Very simple proof to prove. One way is trivial. Let me just state it. Proof. So let us first assume that K is compact. Okay, let K be compact. Just use the definition of compact set. Okay, now K is compact means what? By definition, K is compact implies every open cover of A admits a finite subcover. Okay, we have used K here, so let me use K. Right? Open cover for K. Okay, do the respective changes. So every open cover for K has a finite subcover. So now here we assume that K is compact. Okay, that implies every open cover admits finite subcover. But in particular, we have this basic open cover, right? This is a whole set. You are taking all those open cover. So basic open cover will be inside one of the open cover, right? So in particular, every basic open cover contains finite subcover. Right? That's our first part. Every basic open cover will have a contain a finite subcover. Okay, that completes our first part. Let us do the converse part. So first, now we will assume that every basic open cover has a finite subcover, and then we will show that every cover has a finite subcover, and that will complete our proof. So conversely, let us take a open cover. So let U alpha, that alpha belongs to I is the indexing set, be open cover for K. And remember, we have a basis. Let's script B, we have a basis. Okay. Now let us take some point in K. So let us take this be a open cover for K, and let us take a point, say X belonging to K, and K is a subset of union alpha belongs to I U alpha. Because this is a cover for K, that means K will be at the union. This implies there exists some element in this indexing set I such that this X will be in that set. Okay, so let us take that element as K. So this implies X belongs to, let us take U alpha X. U alpha X for some say alpha x in I. So for this x, we have this some element alpha x in I such that x belongs to u alpha x. Okay. So this implies, since we have B as a basis, right? This implies there exists say alpha x in I such that this x will be in the basis element, say B alpha x, which is subset of u alpha x. This is the notation I am using for, okay, by definition of basis and open set. Okay, so if we take now, therefore, if we take, because we are taking x in k, right? So if we take all those elements in k and we'll take corresponding bx, we'll have a cover for k, right? So this implies b alpha x such that now this will be indexed by the elements in k, so not I. So this x belongs to k, which is a subset of course of the basis is cover or covers. Understand? For each x in k, we got the basic element b alpha x, right? So now we will take all these b alpha x where x belongs to k, and of course that will cover k, because for each x in k, we will have one b alpha x. Okay, so if it is finite, infinite, everything will be taken care of. Now by hypothesis, this implies there exists a finite subcover. By hypothesis, there exists a finite subcover, say let us write the elements as some elements in k. So let us write k1, k2, say kn belonging to k, because this is the indexing set here, k, such that k will be contained inside b alpha k1 indexing set k1 union b alpha k2 union b alpha kn. Okay, let me write this, and all this b alpha k1 will be contained inside u alpha k1, b alpha k2 will be contained inside u alpha k2. So this will be contained inside union I from 1 to n u alpha k I. Okay, now remember we have started with the open cover u alpha belongs to I. Then of course these alpha ki's will be inside this I. So we have got a finite subcover I from 1 to n. These are the finite number of elements, and k will be contained inside this. This implies k is compact. So we can play around as per our choice. We can take a basic open cover or you can take any cover. Okay, so that's all about today's video. What we have seen today, let's have a quick recap. We have seen the definition of cover, finite cover and open cover. We have seen the definition of subcover and a compact space. Okay, and after that we have taken 2-3 examples and we have proved this theorem. So you can take a basic open cover or you can take any open cover that is equivalent. Okay, in the next video we will prove that in R with your topology, if you have a closed interval a comma b, then it is compact. Okay, in fact in previous videos for connected spaces we have proved that in R with your topology, the subsets which are connected are nothing but the intervals. Now in this case we will prove that those are the closed intervals a comma b. So if you have closed interval a comma b in R with zero topology, then it is compact. So that will be our next aim for the next video. So till then, stay tuned and stay safe.